producer of the ginger in the world. And ginger is one of the major export commodity of Nepal. So we picked it. More importantly, our ginger at that time were exported to the relatively lower, cheaper value. That's why we want to increase our per kg per unit value of the ginger also due to this SPS hurdle. And another important thing is market concentration. We were pretty much concentrated to the Indian market. Through this SPS improvement enhancement project, we could access the wider market. That's why we choose this ginger. Then what we did is we gather all the stakeholders, have the consensus on how to proceed it. Then we approached WTO. Then luckily we got the support from SDF and EIF. The project is jointly funded by the EIF, SDF, and the NGPT is the private sector of Nepal, Nepal Ginger Producer and Traders Association, and Government of Nepal also. You can see the map of Nepal where we grow ginger. It's almost all over the country, but the redder part, dark red, is the most growing regions having the more production. Next one. Let's have the brief timeline of the project. We started this project in 2012 October. I think Marlene was there at that time, and it was a 2 years project. And during this project, we trained almost 2,000 farmers. Among them, 60% were female, and we produced a lot of technical guidance, good agricultural practice guidance in the ginger production manuals. And finally, at the end of the project, we established a ginger washing facility of the capacity of 120 metric ton a day, which is I think one and only in the world at that time. So what's the impact? From the farmer's perspective, at the end of the project, from our report, we found that almost 60% increment in the farmer's profit from the ginger sector only. And also, the post-harvest loss was reduced by 7%. So it's a good improvement and good for farmers. And more importantly, farmers, after the intervention of this project, started to use improved variety of the ginger by more than 50%. So it's quite satisfactory. From the private sector's perspective, what it means for this ginger competitiveness project is their capacity, especially negotiation capacity, has been enhanced significantly. After the project, they quite become confident on what they are doing, and they started to approach many developing partners. Already, some donor has already supported to upgrade this facility. They have also raised the EU market. They have also negotiated with the Japanese market, and they are also going on. So it's very good for the private sector also. So it's all about my presentation, very brief, because I was time bound to 5 minutes. So I tried to be on time, and this all things is very well done to the ginger competitiveness project. We want to thank to the WTO for this support, and I can be reached on email or by any kind of social media. I'm quite very good with social media. And finally, I would like to say that we are going to celebrate Visit Nepal 2020. So you all are very welcome in Nepal. I assure you will get inner peace in Nepal. Thank you. If you have any questions, please welcome.
I just wanted to say that this was really, a great project. It was developed through an STDF PPG, and the PPG also included a part on project development skills using a STDF EIF project development manual, and that was really where the project was inspired, bringing together different parts of government and the private sector. So it was really based on a need and based on an opportunity. And I think what Aaron talked about too, in terms of expanding new markets, because the focus was on India, and at times there were real issues there because India also produces ginger, and sometimes when there was a lot of production in India, there were only phyto concerns that were raised at the border. I don't know if somebody is from India here. So it was food okay. So sorry to say this so bluntly, but there were some, you know, trends in that kind of area. So the Nepalese wanted to add value and to do more of the processing and the washing of the ginger in Nepal, because the Indian traders were coming to buy the ginger from these very poor farmers. So they also created an auction yard in Nepal so they could just wash the ginger in the new washing plant and then sell it to avoid really the profits going to the middleman. And the other thing was that women really benefited, and that was something that, you know, the donors liked to see, as well as the other donors that then put money into improving the road access to the facility, like Denmark mobilized some resources. And then they are exporting, you know, still to India, but also to the EU. They're exploring in the Middle East, in Bangladesh. So it really was a project that achieved a lot of benefits, and working with a product, ginger, that was really grown by people who were the poorest of people, you know, because it was often women-headed households, and it was people who had access to the poorest, the most impoverished soils, because that's where ginger grows. So it was a great project with a lot of successes, a lot of benefits for the people in Nepal, and also relied on the public-private collaboration and linkage and dialogue to make it work, because they both needed to come together, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Commerce, and the industry side. And that's, you know, why the project was successful at the end.
Thank you.
Arun, I liked your enthusiasm, and once you got the technical problems worked out, I thought you'd use good colors and good presentation. Are you as positive about the project as Marlene is going forward?
Yes, of course. It's proceeding with a good pace. It's going on.
And for those that are back in the country, the farmers, the people impacted, how do they see it?
They are enjoying. They are very much positive. They always grateful to the process.
So you see it as being sustainable?
Yes, indeed. Because you know, it's all government is just supporting the private sector. It's a kind of private-led initiative. So private sector is essentially the association of ginger producer and traders. So they are rely on the ginger production and the ginger trading. Unless they flourish, unless they establish this sector very well, they could not sustain it. So they are doing their effort on their own also. They're quite good.
What do you see that could happen that may threaten the future of the program?
Actually, to be very frank, it is our very first kind of initiative in the region also, and to that capacity. If you go for the washing facility, it's normally 1 ton per hour like that, but we try 10 ton per hour. But the thing is, we have to collect ginger from all around the world, all around the country, and have to bring it at the point near the eastern part of the country. So we are now thinking, if we establish a small washing facility at every district, maybe the strong regional, it would be much more beneficial, and we are also thinking about that.
Should be cluster-based rather than
Yeah.
cluster-based approach is the